Martin Luther King Jr. Day takes on new meaning as America's political tensions heat up. As the nation marks the 40th federal observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, communities across the United States are celebrating the life and legacy of the civil rights icon. But in a political landscape that many say is far from cohesive or calm, for years, the holiday has been marked with parades, service projects, and educational panels that honor Dr. King's leadership in the struggle for racial justice and equality. On Monday, cities from coast to coast continued those traditions, hosting events that range from volunteer efforts to reflective discussions on civil rights. However, for some organizers and participants, this year's celebrations carry a more urgent and charged tone given the current political climate. A festive day, but also a time for reflection and resistance. In many places, groups and activists are using the holiday not just to commemorate Dr. King's historic achievements, but to push back against policies and trends they believe counter his vision. At rallies and Reclaim MLK Day events, advocates have called for resistance to governmental actions that they say undermine diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, key components of King's broader quest for justice. Critics have pointed to recent federal policy changes, including the rollback of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and aggressive law enforcement operations in predominantly black cities, as evidence that the nation still has deep systemic challenges to address. These measures have sparked protests and brought civil rights back into the center of public debate in communities that see King's legacy as a call to action. Meanwhile, some long-standing cultural traditions associated with the holiday have been disrupted. Institutions like Indiana University have canceled MLK Day events, either citing budget constraints or safety concerns, moves that some see as reflecting broader societal anxieties and polarization. The personal perspective: Bernice King sees a holiday as a saving grace. In Atlanta, Reverend Bernice King, Dr. King's daughter and CEO of the King Center, described the holiday as something of a saving grace this year. In an interview with the Associated Press, she said that honoring her father's legacy brings a much-needed sense of moral clarity amid deep political division and ongoing national debates. Bernice King highlighted that the three evils her father warned about, poverty, racism, and militarism, still resonate strongly today, particularly against the backdrop of policies and political rhetoric she believes exacerbate inequality and division. Despite these challenges, she emphasized that progress has been made, particularly in expanding diversity in politics and society more broadly. She encouraged people to use MLK Day not just for outward action, but also for introspection about how individuals can contribute to justice and equity throughout the year. King praised service projects as opportunities to build empathy and understanding, calling on people to make the holiday a benchmark for progress toward a more humane and equitable society. A holiday that reflects today's struggles and hopes. Across the country, the spirit of MLK Day remains strong even as the approaches to observing it vary. From community service and educational programs to rallies and public discussions about civil rights and public policy, the holiday is serving not just as remembrance, but as a mirror to contemporary concerns about equality, justice, and American identity itself. For many, Dr. King's message still offers inspiration and a reminder that the work toward a more just society continues, often in complex and contested ways. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment below.